decide which face. Can I just keep turning it?
Yeah, you can just constantly spin. That's the best.
Your brain is constantly trying to figure out to keep spinning it. That's the thing you should do at the end of a really, really busy show, is find a way to make your brain exert unnecessary
definitely
energy.
spin. You should definitely spin. If you could jump a lot, that's great too. Run up, down an escalator.
Yeah?
Run up, a down I am awake.
I don't know, but I do know that this is SPX 2019.
Yes.
My name is Joe.
I'm Rusty.
And
I'm
with
Col-
us today.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't mean to
I
jump
did it
over your
wrong.
name.
I did it wrong. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're
No,
fine.
it's okay.
There is no
Not
I wanted to
everyone
be both
knows
of you
to
two.
say their name, so
Oh, really?
we're proud of me now to do the thing.
Aww.
But you were on top of it. And your name is?
But now I forgot my name. Now it's too
no.
high pressure.
And with us is Gary.
My name is Gary. Gary AF Venable.
Yeah.
And everybody cheered for that.
Yeah, Gary!
Thank you. Gary is in the
Gary.
house.
Yeah. So spoiler is that, well, not spoilers, behind the scenes, this is the end of the show. This is the last interview of SPX.
We're closing out 2019.
And there could be no
Yay.
grander way to end it than with Gary here herself. Don't
I
worry.
also go by Colleen, but Gary's for my close friends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's how I know my status.
Exactly.
It's like Janet Jackson said, it's Colleen, but Gary if you're nasty.
Really?
Oh, it's the opposite. It's Colleen if you're nasty,
Wow.
Gary if you're nice.
Why are you
Entire
trying to
thing
screw this up?
Screw the entire thing up.
You're the worst at this.
I am no Janet Jackson.
It's almost like you've been doing it for days. Very
Yeah.
tired.
How was the show for you?
It was great. It was really great. I hadn't been in 5 years, which is
5
so
years.
strange. Though I did bring multiple bathing suits because I was like, I'm going to go in the pool in the morning. I'm going to go pool in the afternoon. There is no pool. The pool is gone.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
Could they not
They
run a
changed a
hose for
lot.
you or something?
I should have just taken a bathtub. And
yeah.
like I even had my goggles. I was like, I'm doing laps.
Oh, wow.
I was into it. I was pretty excited.
This is a terrible turn of events.
I know.
We're gonna have to
I
talk to some people here at the hotel.
cried for a while, and then I cried enough to make a pool, and then I swam in that, and it was
Oh,
nice.
wow.
There you go.
So
Did you
it
have
all- it all
floaties,
comes up.
little alarm floaties?
Yeah.
Of course, they
upcycled
were
gears.
ducks.
It's going to be safe.
But no, the show itself is amazing. The only thing I have to say is like, I didn't realize how many people would be here and how many people would want books, and I was sold out yesterday afternoon.
Wow.
So I had a few things still on the table. There was like the 5 books that just stayed, because no one wanted to take the 5 books off the
Whoa.
table. But
Like,
yeah,
huh?
it was great.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, totally.
So you should just, I guess, skip every 5 years, and you just develop this thirst for
Build
your
it up.
product.
Maybe. They're like, you're back.
Yeah,
Hello.
sell out.
We thought you forgot about us.
I also had to take the subway partially, so it was like whatever I can carry.
Yeah.
This is all. Though I could have planned and shipped things, but that's what planners do.
No,
no.
you're a
Only-
doer.
not
I'm
what
a
You're
doer.
not a planner.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm an action cartoonist.
So you make big time books now.
Without your-
I make they have spines and like they have not like other books are like spineless, but like mine is like
I mean,
All those
some of them
wobbly
are.
little-
Have you read them? Goodness
Noodle books.
gracious.
I haven't used my long arm stapler in like 2 years. It's staring at me, being like, Colleen, what are you doing? So
Like,
yeah, I had my
outside.
first YA comic come out with first second this year
Oh, yes.
with Ellen Crenshaw as the artist, and she's magical, and I love it. And
Was she really magical?
she is magical, yeah. She's like, pick this card. I only have one. I'm good at this trick. Then you take that one card, and she's like, is this your card? And you're like, that's the only one you had. She's magical.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think she's grifting you.
Yeah.
It's personal magic. That's
Oh, it's personal magic?
It's personal magic.
That's a great term. I mean, it sounds pretty dirty.
It only works for
but
me.
I
It's
like
personal
it.
magic.
That's good. So you had your first YA novel come out, graphic
Yep.
novel.
Yep.
And
And
how's the experience been of putting that out into the world?
it's been amazing. I've gotten lots and lots of messages from teenagers and just asking me the best questions, like really in-depth things, like this one character that did this one thing on this one page. 20 years from then, what do they do then? And I'm like,
wow.
whoa, what? Oh, awesome. And also like, I am one of those people that overplan stories, so I had 100 extra pages that got cut from the original book.
Oh my God.
Which I always joke is like my Lord of the Rings, like, oh, now we're back in the Shire. Like, oh yeah, everybody loves this part. So I was like, yeah, my Shire War is basically what got cut, as it should have. Thank you, editor.
What if they really were Shire Wars?
Shire
Like they just cut
Wars.
every
That's
reference
why
to
they
the
got
Shire
cut.
Wars out of your book.
Oh. I did actually talk a lot about hobbits, which they were like, this is contemporary teen, Colleen. And I was like, some people just have hairy feet. I didn't say they were hobbits. They're blobbits. Totally
yeah.
different. So,
Trademark.
like a goth, but only not a goth. I don't know.
Exactly, the anti-goth.
Yeah, the anti-goths, the blobbits.
Goth adjacent.
Cop adjacent.
Yeah.
When I remember first meeting you when you had a lumberjack mini comic.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it came with a free beard.
It did.
Yeah.
Or if you already have a beard, it is a beard koozie or cozy, depending on where you are in the
That's
United
true.
States.
We ended up wearing those beards to McDonald's.
Yeah, it was a good
Oh
day.
my gosh, I remember hearing that
Yeah.
story. Yeah.
We even included photos of it in our first zine. Because we were
Yes.
like, we need something to put in a 2-page spread. Oh, wait, the time we went to
We got-
McDonald's
Yeah.
with lumberjack beards
Trying
on.
to eat and drink through the little spots in the beards. It was very fun.
That was one of the greatest things because it was so cold in SPX that year that people were buying the beards to just wear because
that's
it was
awesome.
freezing.
You cornered the market.
Yeah,
on,
so
like,
we had like 75 beards we made. We sold out of 75 beards, and most people kept them on and was just walking around. Yeah.
I'm picturing
Wait,
like the
wait.
day starts off kind of slow on sales, and then you're over at the thermostat like,
I'm like, what do you know?
Are you worried that you just helped like protect a lot of criminal identities?
huh?
No, actually, I'm worried that the criminals aren't going to give me part of my cut.
Oh,
So,
dang.
just saying,
Damn.
there actually was a beard that wound up in a jail in France.
What?
Yeah, somebody that bought the beard at SPX along with the comic, mostly probably for the beard, but you know, the comic was cool too. And they wound up getting put in a holding cell in France because they were drunk and disorderly a couple months later. And when they got the little package back where you get like your phone and your stuff like that, I guess they had been wearing the beard and hadn't remembered. So they're pulling out their like, here's all your personal items, here's your watch, here's your phone, here's your fake felt beard.
Yeah.
And I was like, my beard was in a jail in France.
Wow, your
That
beard
is an
was causing a
accomplishment.
ruckus.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. It's
So
like
it was used for criminal
it was
activity.
used for evil. That beard was used for evil, not good.
and it came down to you.
Yeah, it's all
Those
me.
beards can go either way. You never know.
It's true.
So in addition to a young adult graphic novel, which is titled,
Kiss number 8.
all right, and in addition to a lumberjack comic from many years ago, you also worked on a book with an animal in it.
I did.
What's that?
I really like guinea pigs. I've always wanted a guinea pig. So I decided to write a mystery series where it's a guinea pig that really doesn't like anybody, but then the G falls off her sign and suddenly it says PI, and then everyone's convinced she's a private detective and bothers her with their problems and their mysteries and everything. And it's a friendship story and super, super goofy. It's for like 7 to 10-year-olds. And sometimes people are like, oh, how do you write jokes that like my 7-year-old likes so much? And I'm just like, I only write jokes for me. So,
Did I write something for a 7-year-old?
yeah, it's
Sorry.
like when I found out I was actually 7. I was like, okay, cool. This is cool.
I am my target market.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like if it doesn't make me laugh, why on earth would a 7-year-old laugh at this? I don't think.
So have you thought about doing books with other animals? Or
I,
just guinea
um,
pigs?
You did do.
I did do
one
a
of
book
those,
with a sloth and a red panda,
Right.
which was interesting because the sloth does not move and does not talk. And it was a 2-book series. The first one is called Mervyn the Sloth is About to Do the Best Thing in the World. And the premise is the entire book he's slowly trying to raise his hands. Eventually, spoiler, close your ear holes.
Don't listen,
Close your
kids.
eyes and ears.
Close your eye hole ears.
You won't know when to come back, but trust us, we'll still be here.
He was just trying to hug his best friend the whole book.
Oh,
so everybody's
man.
coming out to be like, oh, he's going to fly, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. And it's like, no, I just wanted to hug.
Now, did his best friend know that was going to happen that way?
No, she didn't know what was up. She was like, what's going to happen? And that's actually how she was the whole book. She's like, this is so exciting.
Wow, what a twist
So
for her.
it was exciting, yeah.
Man.
Payoff.
So then they wanted a sequel, which I was like, great, piles of cash. That's how
and
books
that one,
work.
they
Yeah.
unclasped the hug. That was
Well,
the
yeah.
whole
They had
book.
the big burlap sack with the dollar sign on it. And they shake it out for you.
I use it for my laundry now. It's great. Yeah, they and I was like, how do I do another story with a character that still doesn't move and still doesn't talk? And luckily, I figured it out. And it's like about writer's block, and Amy the Red Panda is writing the best story in the world is the name of it, and it's all about her trying desperately to write a story and just, you know, failing miserably. And the whole time, he's helping her out in a way that you don't realize until the very end. So
Were you Amy?
I was actually I'm pretty not neurotic. I don't know. She's more neurotic than I am. I love writing. I don't actually get writer's block, I think, because I have a day job and I don't have that much time to write, so I only have like 1 or 2 days a week. So when I actually sit down, I've spent all week being like, this is what I'm going to do on Monday.
So much prep for it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I sit down and I'm just like, whoa. And like I write a lot of horrible crap that never becomes books, but it's just I just really like just the process of it. I love writing comics, especially. I am love dialogue. Like I actually got my start doing plays in college. So just like I just want dialogue all day long. Like I wrote a couple prose novels, and my agent at the time was like, there needs to be things that happen in between people talking, and I'm like,
Why?
Yeah, so you say.
yeah. I was like, wait, how do you get out of a scene without a page turn? I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything blew up. Okay, next.
So was it a weird transition going, because they were relatively short,
Yeah.
children's books that you had done, and then a pretty long format YA graphic novel.
Yeah, I actually wrote the YA book first.
Oh, really?
So I sold that in 2008, and then it took a couple years, and it just came out in 2000. What year are we in?
Wow.
Let's say
2019 last
what
I
year are we
checked.
in? So sometimes comics take a long time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I actually wrote that first. So the short ones were actually harder because I could just keep going. I could just write. It's not going to be like we said, like it's going to be a Shire War, but I could just keep going.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing a couple middle grade novels now. I just signed up with Random House. So now I'm like so excited because I'm going to be able to get like all the age groups now for kids. So I'm just like, anytime a kid comes up to my table, I'm going to actually be like, there is something for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
What is your age?
What is your
And
age?
Yes, here we
And
go.
this
What
one.
if you find out there's some new age you hadn't heard about, and you're like, I got to do a new book now?
They're going to be like, now there's what it would be like, this is specifically only 15-year-olds.
Yeah, that's it.
The kid's going to be like, I'm 11-teen.
You're
Whoa,
like, oh, God.
no. I got nothing
I'm a
for
tween
you.
adult.
I have no book.
Wait, you're a tween adult? Twadult. I'm a twadult.
Adults.
And
I'm
once you
12 and a half. Come on.
once you cover all the age groups, are you done writing? Is that it?
I probably
One
will
for each.
self-destruct. I think that's the way it works, right?
You're like, my
Just
mission is complete.
I'm like
I mean,
a Spinal Tap drummer.
Yeah,
It's
just
gonna
gonna-
pop one day.
Wow, that's going to be a mess.
Probably, depending on what I eat, definitely.
Yeah. Do you think that your rabbits will miss you?
I think they will.
Yeah.
I've been watching, I have a pet cam, and I just watch my rabbits that sit in front of the pet cam, like staring at it, because they know.
I know you're watching.
They know I'm watching. Either that or it's just a bright light, and they're like, ooh, bright light. Probably the latter, but I'm going to go with the first one.
No, definitely
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first one.
definitely.
And
So,
they
yeah.
are so sad when you're not watching them.
They are.
They can tell.
Yeah. Though I do watch the I do go through the history of all the motion on the pet cam
Yeah.
when I get to the hotel room and I'm like, like 2 a.m. last night. I was dancing for like 4 hours. And then I got back to my hotel room and stayed up for another hour watching my pet cam.
How was it?
It was great. One of them yawned.
Oh my
What?
gosh.
It was the best.
The little guy was tuckered out.
I know.
Oh,
and then
man.
stretch. It was pretty amazing. I
Man.
will say. Yeah.
You should create a montage of all these mundane things your
I know,
rabbits
right?
do.
Yeah.
I try really hard to not be that person because it's hard enough having 2 rabbits and explaining that to people you just met, and
Oh,
then to
right.
be like, and now all my content is all rabbits all the time. But I work like in a rabbit shelter and I work with a rabbit rescue, and now I'm doing this thing where I hold animals on the news at like 6 in the morning
saw
on
that
Saturday
segment. That
mornings.
was
It's
awesome.
awesome, right?
Yeah.
That dog was insane.
Yeah.
It was great. So I am actually going to be holding guinea pigs 2 weeks from now.
Are you going to
Whoa.
wear a shirt representing your book so that you can get a little plug in?
Yes.
I should. I don't know if I will because they're probably going to pee on me. I'm convinced I'm going to be on like some kind of like news blooper show where they're like, look at this local news. Everything goes wrong.
Yeah, well, it's just the peeing montage. That's
Yeah.
when you'll get included.
Yeah,
Part of the
basically.
thing.
Look at these animals going at it.
Unless I sneeze and like throw the guinea pig like 30 feet and like, ah. Just kidding. Or like
But they say
directly at
that-
the anchor.
All guinea
Straight to
pigs
the
land
camera.
on their feet. I think that's a thing.
Yeah, guinea pigs.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, they're potatoes. And potatoes always land on their feet, right?
Yeah,
That's
as
how
far as I've
potatoes
heard,
work?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or their eye.
They land on their eyes. Oh, cats always land on their
Wah,
feet. Potatoes always land on their eyes.
It's a
Phew.
shame.
If
That's
I could
the-
high kick right now, woo!
That's the life they signed up for.
Oh, potatoes.
So you got all kinds of comics work. But one thing else I know about you is you love dance video games.
I do.
Yeah.
I really do. I am still ranked number 42 in the world at a Dance Central game that came out in 2012. Connect video game song.
Yeah?
Yes,
Wow.
I'm very proud of
Do
that
you
fact.
feel the need to continue to defend your rank?
I have occasionally logged on and be like, I'm 47, and like I also am a huge like nerd, so I'm like 42 is a very important number for me. So I
yeah.
will work very hard to get back down to 42 and not work any harder.
I was going to say,
So I was
like,
like, I don't want to
So
be
you don't
above
purposely
42.
like throw something to like get it back to the 42?
I don't know how you get I don't know how you could get any higher than that, but I just am like I got all the perfects. Did someone else, were they taller? Were they
Yeah.
wearing a better outfit?
maybe
What
if you wear a
happened?
cool hat? I don't know.
The
Maybe.
camera's like judging your outfit, like,
No.
Yeah.
Like no, fashion don't.
You're not the top
The dance
25,
was
that's
great,
for
but
sure.
They're like, she's sweating a lot. She does not look like she's. Yeah, I feel like everybody else is like you know, like super in shape 15-year-old teenagers doing this game, and then like this like 40-year-old woman being like, I got it, hip hop, let's go.
mean, that's what the commercials are. It's just those two groups of people.
Like
the
super cool
markets.
teens. and
Really
just, like,
buff kids,
drenched, like.
and then people that are about to have to see a doctor.
And the worst is, like, I was like, oh, I'm going to, like, videotape this to see, like, how cool I look when I do this. I make this face when I dance to this game where I go like this. And I do it so tight that I lose all color, and it becomes like a reverse Homer Simpson, that I have a white fake goatee. It's so bad. I also do that when I use scissors. I've learned to not use scissors around people because I like.
Wow.
I don't
now,
know.
that is something you have to be conscious
it
of.
is very,
Sorry,
like,
I'm just really hardcore with scissors. Okay?
I mean, I have some scissors right here.
Do you?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, not in public. Not in public.
I have some scissors
I don't
in a
eat
dance
sushi in
game
public.
right here.
Oh my gosh.
You can do the dance game and cut something.
What would happen to your face if you did both?
I
at the
think
same
it would
time?
just
It would just
concave.
turn inside out.
It would just go in, yeah. The soft spot in my head would be like, now's my time.
Wait, do you still have a soft spot?
I assume, I don't know, does
I hope
does it
not.
fall away?
I don't know.
You know, it hardens.
Oh,
Oh, well.
mine fell off, I don't know.
It fell off? That is quite the endorsement for your parents.
Patch
They
of
had a
dead.
kid whose soft spot fell right off.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like a hermit crab shell. I've outgrown this soft
I
spot.
have. I'll get a new soft spot. This one will be made of
Just keep
jello.
upgrading.
Yeah, exactly. It'll still always be soft though. Yeah.
Colleen, you've answered so many good questions today.
I'm so
and
so
that's
happy
that's
I
a compliment
could.
for myself. So many good questions.
They were
Excellent.
great questions.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding
yeah.
me? You kidding me?
But-
Also, I noticed, I don't know if you planned this, but you have each other's faces out on the mics.
Oh, that's so thoughtful.
That's
Wow.
so nice.
I'm
This
gonna-
is friendship.
Let's
oh,
take
okay.
care of that right now.
Wait, oh, sorry. Okay, let's all just be rusty. Hi.
What is happening?
Boom. Played that well.
Oh, well. You know what? Such is life.
Yeah.
I was going to get to a really nice connected. Would you like to answer a mystery question?
Yes, I
All
was
right.
seeing you do this all day, and I was so excited about it.
This is quarters
Oh
of
man,
ghost.
there's quarters.
Is Quarters the ghost?
Is this? If I put my hand in here, is it gonna bite me?
You won't have a hand anymore.
Oh no, we've
God.
established that ghost is a person that died.
Okay.
And doesn't have teeth because teeth go to hell.
Teeth go to hell.
Oh,
That's the
as
thing.
they should. Jeez.
Yeah, right?
Mine are not real anymore. I'm like
Oh, they might be.
glomming
They might
onto
stay in
my
limbo. Yeah.
my white
Well, it's because
trash
that
roots.
face you make. You just destroy your
Right.
smile.
Maybe that's why. It wasn't those like years of not brushing in my teens.
They just.
It was
popped
just
out one day.
dancing too much.
Okay, I'm not.
I believe in you.
It's
Making
been
me
such a
hard.
long show.
Now look, I knew it.
nice.
What's your question, Colleen?
If today was the first day of the rest of your life, what was yesterday?
Oh.
Oh, what was yesterday?
What
It was the
was
day I was
yesterday?
only 43. I don't know. 43. Now I'm 42 in Dance Central now.
Well, you're never going to get past 42. We've learned this.
That's it.
That's
There are
true.
limits.
Today was the first day of the rest of your life. What was yesterday? This is like really deep.
Yeah, thank you. I
guys.
wrote that.
Yeah.
I don't know that you
like
can actually
it.
answer it well.
I don't
Not
know.
you specifically, in general. It was a
Well-
very selfish question to write.
I could tell you what yesterday was a song by this band. Some people, they like, oh, they're from this place. It's like over water. And then there's like a little lady that like runs it. And it was like 4 guys with like similar haircuts. And they sang this song and they were like, the day before today, the day before today. That's
Yeah.
how it went. And they called it yesterday. I think
Oh.
they were named after like dung beetles or something. I don't know.
Sure.
It was cool.
I feel like you just wrote a new story
Yeah.
because this is a tale far beyond the realms of reality.
It's a reality I want to exist.
Okay.
I want the Beatles version to exist where Ringo had written all the songs,
Sure.
and they are lyrics, probably about that good. So
Really? Just that good?
yeah, just that good. Like yesterday would have been like not today, but not the day before today.
Or tomorrow.
The day
Or
before
tomorrow.
it either.
He
Or
just
a
keeps
week
telling
from
you what
now.
it's not. You
Yeah,
never get to what it
exactly.
is.
You have to guess what the actual day is.
It's some kind of weird Q&A. It's
I
20
love
questions about what
Ringo.
day it is.
I do love Ringo. Ringo,
Colleen.
if you're watching.
Colleen, let's say people want to learn more about you or your
Okay.
work or maybe your rabbits, maybe the
Anything.
the rabbits that you help find homes for, the
Yes.
animals that pee on you. I don't know. Where
Yes.
can they find the information online?
I have a wonderful middle name. It is AF. It is legally my middle name. And luckily on all social media, I am Colleen, 2 L's, 2 E's, AF. So I'm pretty easy to find.
Perfect.
That makes it easy.
It does.
Thank you for being so considerate.
Unique
you guys
and
so
consistent.
Unique and consistent? That's pretty
The
good.
Colleen AF on everything, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank
Yes.
you for doing this. This
Thanks.
is really fun.
That's all we got.
Okay.
We're
Boom.
done.
Mic drop.